couple points on Duke, and then let's just go macro, because as crazy as it is to say, I mean, honestly, talking about Duke is more interesting than talking about the 68 teams that are actually going to make this tournament and have a chance to cut down the nets in Indianapolis. That's just the way that Duke is. Couple points here on Duke, and then let's get to a real issue that a lot of conferences and teams are struggling with ethically. I know we're talking about college sports, guys getting paid. What does ethically have to do with it? Give me 1 minute here. Here's the thing with Duke. Jay, you know this, and this is to accentuate the greatness of Coach K. People are wondering what's going on. Last couple of recruiting classes haven't been up to snuff. I will mention they're coming off of RJ, Cam, and Zion, so I don't know how you can go higher than that. But a couple of things I wanted to just mention. Everybody's saying Duke's going to miss the tournament for the first time since 1995, and that actually is true. But, Jay, you know this. In 1995, Coach K stepped away to have back surgery. People don't remember this. This is 25 years ago. Coach K stepped away to have back surgery, and when he left, they were 9-3. He was replaced for the season by a guy named Pete Gaudet, who was a very elderly guy. He was on the staff, one of the lower-level assistants. Duke missed the tournament. He coached about 17 games. They went 4-13. They finished under 500. People don't remember this. This was a quarter century ago. So I'm not laying this on Mr. Gaudet, by no means. But the last time Duke missed the NCAA tournament, where K was there the whole way, 82-83. Just let that marinate in your mind for a second. Yes, they missed it in 95, and yes, it's on Coach K's record because he coached the first 12 games. But once he had the back surgery, the rest of the season, the majority of the season, was coached by somebody else. The last fully coached Mike Krzyzewski team to miss the NCAA tournament, 1982-83. 95 is impressive. Don't get me wrong. 95 is super impressive. 82-83 is something else. Last thing I would say, Duke getting in, what's the deal? You know what I would say it is, Key? It's the Cowboys sneaking in at 9-7 in the playoffs, right? They're not going to win, but it's still the Cowboys, and we're still going to watch, and it's still going to be super highly rated. Duke's the same thing. Maybe it's a one and done, but you never know. Jay, 2 words, Rashid Suleiman, right? They lost him. Yeah. What happened?
It's Duke, though.
Right?
You always want a brand in.
But I think that's also part of the reason where even though they may be 13-11, and how good are they, it's still Duke. It's still going to be Jim Nantz and Bill Raftery on CBS in the best slot because it's Duke. And that's why them not being in the tournament is hurtful.
No, it is. And Jay knows this from a recruiting standpoint. No matter when them coaches come in the gym, you can have all them little logos on every shirt, but when they see that Duke Blue Devil, for whatever reason, people eyeballs pop out.
I didn't want to leave Grant Hill out of that. Sorry. Grant Hill also on the one of the greatest Dukies of all time, of course. So here's the bigger issue. And I want to get, Jay, your thought on this because, I mean, you guys were punching your ticket to the tournament, and obviously your only goal was to win it every year. Seth Greenberg, your old partner, ESPN's College Game Day, was on yesterday during the Big 12 tournament when all of this was broached. The Duke positive test comes out. They're out. And Seth broached something. He said, if you're a team like Gonzaga or Baylor, this is hypothetically because Gonzaga's tournament has ended, but if you're a team that you know, no matter what, you're going to the NCAA tournament with a chance to win it all, why in the world would you risk your NCAA tournament chances by playing in a conference tournament that really probably means nothing for you?
The virus controls us. We don't control the virus. The virus is undefeated. But now we've got to look forward because you got to understand now, Louisville, who's a bubble team or probably an NCAA tournament team, they have a contact trace. They have to have 7 days of negative tests to get into the NCAA bubble. So here's my question for you, Fonz. If you're Baylor, if you're Michigan, if you're a team that you know are going to compete for a national championship, you're about to travel to your conference tournament, do you play? Because you're putting your team at risk. If winning a national championship is your goal, right, are you willing to put your team at risk, something that's out of your control?
It's a fair question, Jay. It really is.
I have no problem if teams want to opt out. You wouldn't hear me up here on our platform complaining about it. They're making the best decision, what's in their interest to win the long game. But at the same time, I'm sure a lot of coaches and players think this way too. These conference tournaments are tune-ups to get you ready for the NCAA tournament. So to go through some of those battles, those in-game experiences help you when you get to March Madness. But if you want to take 2 weeks off and get ready for March Madness. You won't hear me complain about it. Whatever strategy helps you get to your goal, which is winning a national championship, so you don't have contact tracing issues like Louisville potentially will have, I'm all for it, Key.
Yeah, it's weird to me because I heard what Coach said and I heard what Jay just said, but when I think about teams that are skipping the conference championship games to advance, go ahead and rest up to get ready for the tournament, I go back to like individual athletes that opt out to get ready to make their money. They're protecting what they need to, right?
I hear it. It's okay for a team to opt out of the conference tournament, but the athlete can't opt out.
It's okay for a team to opt out for a conference tournament to get ready to do what for the school? Win a championship? But the moment that a player decides, I'm done because I got to get ready to protect my family for the rest of my life, everybody seems to go crazy.
Can I say something, Key? Because you bring up such a great point, and I don't know if you guys saw the news about Michigan State. I know we discussed it, and Michigan State will be a tournament team. I guess we can't refer to them anymore as the Michigan State Spartans. We have to refer to them as the Michigan State Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage. I want you to know how we're still trying to get name, image, and likeness pushed advance, Key. NCAA sitting on their hands about that. But we're allowing schools to change up their name. We're not going to call them the Michigan State Spartans anymore for basketball. We call them the Michigan State Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage. But we want to kill kids like Jalen Johnson who decides to opt out. He's quitting on his team. Well, are teams quitting on their conference if they opt out of their conference tournaments? Because that's a huge revenue generator for them. Even if we're not having fans in the stands, there's still TV deals. You don't think we want to see Michigan and Illinois go for the Big Ten championship if Michigan opts out? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.